This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so what are we going to do today? We are going to discuss about what is our topic today? It's going to be product cost by period. Okay, whatever we have discussed from last 3-4 sessions, we understood product cost by order. Okay, from today onwards, we are going to talk about product cost by period. Now, what is the difference between product cost by order and product cost by period? Let's first understand that in the notepad itself before we go and see the entire scenario on product cost by period in the system. So see what we are doing in the product cost by order is, let me enter the entire process here. The process was, first of all, we were creating the production order. Create and release the production order. Okay, once the production order has been created and released, we start the normal manufacturing process. So start manufacturing process. Now during the manufacturing process, we were issuing the raw materials to production order. Okay, we were confirming the activities, right? And we were receiving the FG. So this was the overall process of the production order. Just issue the raw material, confirm the activities, and receive the FG. And during the period end, also we understood during the period end, what we are discussing is there are 4 activities that we do. Number 1 is overhead calculation, right? Number 2 is we do the WIP calculation. Number 3 is we do the variance calculation. And number 4 is whatever is WIP and variance, we settle. We do the settlement of the WIP and variance calculation. So these are the activities that we have seen in product cost by order. Now, characteristics, maybe some lines on what exactly was product cost by order. So can you tell me, number 1, what is the cost object here? Whenever we are working on product cost by order, what is the cost object? Which is a cost
Production
object
order.
where it is a production order, right? The cost object is a production order. So in our case, we took the production order, but in some of the industries, they also take process order. Okay, so when we say product cost by order, it can be the production order or it can be the process order. So number 1 characteristics of product cost by order is the cost object is production order itself. Okay, number 2, what is how the WIP is calculated? What is WIP in case of product cost by order? How system is calculating the WIP? We have seen multiple examples where we have seen we are issuing the raw material, we are confirming the activities, and at the month end, if you are calculating the WIP, what exactly is the WIP value?
It's a value of actual cost of the.
Exactly, it is the actual cost. WIP is nothing but whatever is the actual cost that has been incurred on that production order, right? So, for example, if I'm manufacturing a desktop, and during the manufacturing of desktop, I incurred some expenses in terms of raw material consumption and in terms of activities. Whatever expenses have been already carried out on the manufacturing of that product, that is becoming my actual cost, and actual cost is becoming my WIP. So WIP is calculated at the actual cost. This is the second thing. Okay, so my WIP is getting calculated at the actual cost. My cost object is a production order. My WIP is getting calculated at the actual cost. And number 3 is, when are you doing the settlement? When to settle Okay, the question is, when are you going to perform the settlement? When to perform the settlement?
When we are done
When
with
are
the
you performing the
variances.
settlement?
When the production is completed, when the status is TICO or
When we are done with the variances, the TECO or DLV.
Right. So the final settlement, see, although we are performing the settlement every month, right? So if you take this example, we are calculating the WIP every month, we are performing the variance calculation every month, and whatever, either WIP or variance, we are settling every month. But when we are talking about when to perform the settlement here, we are not talking about the monthly settlement that we are doing either WIP or variance. Normally, settlement means final settlement. Final settlement means whatever is the variance that you are settling. So variance is getting settled only at once. And when it is getting done, it is getting done at the completion of order, which means the status is either DLV or TICO. Right? So these are some of the characteristics of product cost by order. Okay, whenever you are coming across this question, what is the basic difference between product cost by order and product cost by period? So from the order point of view, you need to remember these characteristics. Okay, if there are any more, we will keep on adding. Okay, any question on this now? This thing we already discussed. So before I talk about period, I just want to make sure that the pointers are very clear in your mind. Like what is the process of product cost by order? What are the period and activities? And what are the characteristics of product cost by order? Is it clear? Any question till now in terms of product cost by order? At least looking at these points. Okay, if not, now let's talk about product cost by period. Okay, maybe first I will write the characteristics and then I'll write the process. So characteristics, maybe even here also I'll do the same thing. I will just copy this and I will write it here. Okay, so these are the characteristics and this is the process. Now for product cost by period, number one, if I write about the characteristics of this, okay, another important thing, which is also the difference between product cost by order and product cost by period, is the order quantity. See, normally we carry out this process of product cost by order for those products which you are manufacturing in less quantity. Okay, so the short-term orders, okay, the orders which we are creating, the production orders, the life of those orders is very short-term. Okay, mainly the orders normally are manufactured within the month, within the same month when they are created. There are only few orders which are carried forward to the next month, but otherwise most of the orders which we are manufacturing using product cost by order, they are manufactured in the same month when they are created. Okay, so let's talk about the order validity or life, order life. Okay, so in case of product cost by order, the order life is short. It is short life, short term. Normally completed within the same month. It is not necessary, but normally the order quantity is so small that it is getting delivered at the same month itself. Okay, but when we are talking about product cost by order, normally this is for the repetitive manufacturing. Okay, so number one, what is the order life? So we will be using product cost by period for those orders where the life is long. Okay, long term. Long term can be normally cannot be completed within the same month. Okay, so 2 months, 3 months, maybe some years. So many, what happens is when it is a repetitive manufacturing, let's assume that you are into working in a company where the same product is being manufactured day and night. Okay, same product without making any changes. Same thing is getting manufactured day and night. Your company is like they are having one product which is in market in demand like anything, and continuously 24/7 they are manufacturing the same product. So if they want to manufacture the same product, there is no point unnecessarily again and again create the production order for the lots. Okay, why should I create only for 100 quantity production order, and again tomorrow also when I'm going to do the manufacturing, again create a production order of 100 quantity? If I know that this manufacturing will continue for some months, I will create only one production order and I'll continue to do all the processes in that particular production order itself. So if you have a repetitive manufacturing, when you are manufacturing the same product again and again, it is not recommended to go for product cost by order, because you have to create that many number of production orders. To avoid that, what you can do is you can create a single production order and continue your manufacturing for months and years. Right? So in case of product cost by period, it is a order life is long term and normally cannot be completed within the same month. Okay, example can be repetitive manufacturing. Here it can be discrete manufacturing, where the order or the product that we are manufacturing is not same again and again. Okay, and it is not being manufactured on quite regularly. Okay, so this is number one. Coming to number 2 point, which is cost object. Now, since we are only creating one order, right? I told you, normally in case of product cost by period, we don't create multiple orders for the same product. We just create one order and same order continues for some months. Okay, and that is the reason here we are not going to use the cost object as production order. In this case, we are going to use cost object as there is something called as product cost collector. Okay, I'll tell you what is it, product cost collector, but just understand that the cost object in case of product cost by period is not production order or process order, it is a product cost collector. Okay, that is one. Number 3, which is again very important, is WIP is calculated. Okay, WIP value, here it was actual cost. So whatever has been booked, whatever expenses you already carried out, whatever raw materials you already issued, whatever activities you already completed, all those things will become your WIP. But in case of product cost by period, WIP value is not calculated on the actual cost, it is calculated on the target cost. Okay, don't worry about this. What is target cost? Just remember, as of now, the WIP value is calculated on the target cost. We will shortly see one end-to-end scenario, and then you will understand what do you mean by the target cost. Okay, so in case of product cost by period, WIP is calculated at the target cost. And last one is settlement. When are you going to perform the settlement? So when to perform settlement? So obviously from line 1 we are saying that this is product cost by period, and obviously we are going to perform the settlement every period. So settlement is performed every period. So periodically, you can just write periodically. At the end of every month, you are calculating the WIP as well as variance. So that is another point which we should write here. System will either calculate WIP or variance. It will not calculate both. At any point of time, system will either calculate WIP or variance. When it will calculate WIP? When the order status is not DLV or TICO. If the order status is DLV or TICO, then it will calculate the variance. But in this particular case, in case of product cost by period, system will calculate both WIP as well as variance. Why? Because WIP is getting calculated at target cost. Right? So these are some of the differences between product cost by order and product cost by period. Okay, so just remember 2-3 pointers here. Product cost by period is normally required in the repetitive industry, where you are not creating the short-term orders. You are creating one bulk order, which the manufacturing will continue maybe throughout the 6 months or throughout the year. You are not going to create a production order again and again. One production order, and you will keep on doing the manufacturing of that production order, right? That is the reason, because you are only creating one production order. You are not going to uh, consider as a cost object. The cost object has to be separate. That is the reason we are going to create the product cost collector, right? And WIP is going to be calculated at the target cost. Settlement is going to be done periodically. Okay, that is the reason we are seeing product cost by period. Settlement would be done periodically, and system will calculate both WIP as well as variance, because WIP is getting calculated at the target cost. Okay, now let's try to understand the end-to-end process. How exactly are we going to perform the end-to-end process? So process is, before you create the production order, see, in product cost by order, the process started with creation of production order, create and release the production order. But before you create the production order, because the cost object is not production order here, the cost object is product cost collector. And that is the reason the first thing that you need to do is create a product cost collector. Okay, I'll show you how you can create it. So number one is create a product cost collector. Okay, now from second point onwards, the process is almost same. So what are you going to do? Create a product cost collector. Second is create a production order, create and release the production order. Now, obviously, if the production order is created, you will continue with the start the manufacturing process. Okay, when you start the manufacturing process, what will happen? You will issue the raw materials. You will confirm the activities, and you will keep on getting the FG back into the stock. So receive the FG. Okay, this is not the final FG. This will continue for many months. Whatever has been completed, it will come to the stock. So receive the FG. So this process will continue even in case of product cost by period also. Only one additional thing is create a product cost collector. Okay, and now onwards, coming to the period end activities. Okay, so what are the period end activities here? The period end activities again is overhead calculation. You have to calculate the overheads. Okay, again same. You have to calculate the WIP. You have to calculate the variance, and you have to settle the variance. Again, all four things which we have done in case of product cost by order. The only difference is, as I told you, here every monthly WIP and variance both will be calculated. Irrespective of what is the status of the order, system will calculate the WIP and variance every month end. That is the only difference. Okay, now let's try to do all these things in the system. So what do we need to do first is we need to create a product cost collector. Okay, any questions till now?
Vikram, in the process, first you said we create the collector, and then again we are creating production order. So in that case, there will be two objects, right?
Yeah, two objects, but for controlling purpose, the object that would be used is product cost collector.
So when you say for controlling purpose, it means for month-end activities?
Yes. See, product cost collector is required from the month-end activities point of view, but production order is definitely required if you want to manufacture anything, right? So production order is being created in the PP module. Okay, it is not getting considered as a cost object in this particular case, and that is the reason we are creating additional product cost collector.
Okay, Vikram.
Yeah. Okay, so in order to create a product cost collector, what are you going to do is you will go to accounting, okay, controlling, obviously in product cost controlling, cost object controlling, okay, and product cost by period. Now in this product cost by period, if you go to the master data, you can see there is only one master data, that is product cost collector. Okay, and transaction code is KKF6N. In order to create a production order, we'll be using this transaction code. Sorry, in order to create the product cost collector, we'll be using this transaction code. Not only create, this is a single transaction which will allow you to create, change, display, delete, whatever you want to do for the product cost collector. Okay, if you double click on this, I just now, before the session, I was just trying so that there are no surprises. So I already created the product cost collector, but what I can do is I can delete that so that I can show you once again how it can be created. So don't worry, whatever I'm doing, I'm just deleting this. So change mode, and there is an option here to edit and set the deletion flag. So I'll set the deletion flag here. Okay, because I already created a production order, it is not allowing me to set the deletion flag. Okay, no problem. Let me tell you what exactly I have done. Okay, and you can try for your product. So once you come on to this screen, KKF6N, there is a button, create button to create a product cost collector. Just click on this create button. It will open this screen. Okay, you need to tell the system for which material you are creating the product cost collector. Okay, so whatever is your FG product, you will enter here. This is my FG in this particular plant. If you go for the order type, if you do F4, it will show you two order types. You need to select this first one, product cost collector RM01, which is a standard delivered order type for product cost collector. Normally we use this RM01. Okay, select this. System will give you this option. Okay, whether you want to consider a production version or BOM routing or production plant planning and plan. So no need to worry, just stick on this indicator, BOM and routing. In this case, it is already selected. That is the reason it is not giving me the option. But when you are creating the product cost collector for the first time, you will get this option. So here you need to tick on BOM and routing because you already know for this material, we already created a BOM and routing. So just tick on BOM and routing. Once you tick on this, this fields will become active. Where system will ask you, okay, tell us which BOM I should use, which routing I should use. This group is nothing but routing. So your BOM usage would be 1, which is for the production. Alternative BOM also will be 1. Here task type would be N, which means for routing. And group, if you do F4, system will show all the routings that you have created for your plant. So for my plant, which is ABCS, okay, there is only one routing that I created for this finished product. So if I double click on this, that's it. Once you enter all these details, you can click on confirm. When you click on confirm, let's see, now it will give me the error that it already exists, right? It is saying it already exists. So once you click on confirm, system will ask you, do you want to calculate the planned cost for this product cost collector? It will calculate the preliminary cost. So you need to say yes. When you say yes, what system will do? When you create the product cost collector, system will automatically generate the cost estimate for this product cost collector, which you will be able to see in the header tab here. You can see the cost estimate. You can see for this particular for this particular product cost collector, if I click on cost estimate, you can see system has already calculated the cost estimate 31,750. Okay, similar to production order. Even in the production order, when we were creating the production order, system was automatically generating the cost. System was automatically calculating the planned cost. So the planned cost for this particular material is 31,750, and through it is coming through product cost collector. So this is a product cost collector. Okay. So this is how you will be creating the product cost collector. Once your product cost collector has been created, now the next step is you will create a production order. Okay, so for creation of production order, we will use the same transaction, which is CO01. We are using this transaction from last few days to create a production order, and this is the actual order. This is actual transaction which will be used by your PP team whenever they will be creating the production orders. So here, same thing, you will enter the material, you will enter the production plant, but only one thing must be different. There is a separate order type. There will be the separate order type that would be required for product cost by period. You cannot use PP01 here. If you use PP01, it will be considering product cost by order itself, because the settings in the order type tells the system whether this is by period or this is by order. Okay, so what I have done is I created the Z from PP01. Okay, let me show you. In the real-time project, you don't need to worry about this. This will be done by your PP consultant. Okay, but if I just show you where are the order types. So this is a production, right? You can see this is a production folder, which is the responsibility of the PP consultant. So I just copied PP01 and created this CP01. Okay, what are the other settings which I mentioned inside? So inside nothing, I just created a copy. If you compare this PP01 and ZP01, everything is same inside. Okay, I have not made any changes here. Number 2 is define the order type dependent parameters. This is where I made the changes. This is where I told the system that this order type is for product cost by period. How? So if you open this, okay, and it is at the plant level. So for our plant A, B, C, S, let's try to compare this to PP01 and ZP01. See, in PP01, if you double click on the PP01, it's taking time, just wait for a minute. Okay, so PP01 has been opened here. So in PP01, if I talk about the cost accounting, because see, we are not worried about this. These are all the PP settings, planning, implementation, display profiles. We are worried about the cost related settings for this particular order type. So if you go to the cost accounting part, you can see in PP01, this cost collector is not ticked. Why it is not ticked? Because this order itself is a cost object. But if I want to tell the system that whenever I'll be using a particular order type, and for this order type, my cost object is going to be cost collector, then I need to tick this. Okay, and second thing, you can see this rule, settlement rule or distribution rule. You can see in this one, it is full settlement. If you remember, I told you full settlement means what? When we say full settlement, it means this one. Settlement is done at the completion of the order. This is called as a full settlement. So for product cost by order, we were using the full settlement. Settlement was only done at the completion of the order. But now what we want is, we want periodic settlement. Okay, in our case, we are looking for the periodic settlement. So these two things I need to change. That is the reason I created another one, which is ZP01. So if you double click on ZP01, you can see first thing is cost collector. I ticked on the cost collector button here. And second is I told the system that the settlement will be performed periodically. You can see periodic settlement. Okay, so these two changes I made. I created a separate order type. In the real-time project, this will be done by your PP counterpart. Okay, you don't need to worry about all these things, but yes, this you should know that based on what you are selecting in creation of production order, based on which order type you are selecting, system will behave accordingly. Okay, so whenever you are creating the production order, based on whether it is product cost by order or product cost by period, you need to select the order type. Just press enter, it will open the same screen of creation of production order. So let's say I want to, as I told you, normally when you are talking about product cost by period, the quantity is huge. Okay, but in our example, we will again take 10. Okay, and this would be our the date on which we want the manufacturing to be completed. Press enter. Okay, if you go to the control data now, if you go to the control tab, you will be able to see this product cost collector button. This will only come if you have ticked that indicator in the order type. Okay, in this order type, if you remember, we ticked on cost collector. That is the reason we are able to see the product cost collector here. Okay, this product cost collector will only appear when you are using product cost by period. Okay, this is number one. Number two is settlement. Let's go to the header and see what about the settlement. Go to, I think it should be here itself. It is not showing. Okay, let's first save this and then it will appear. So let's try to save this production order. Okay, so production order has been saved. Let's open it or display it and go to header. Settlement rule, it is still not showing, something wrong. Let's see. Let's first release it. So CO02, enter, release, and save. We will come to this. I don't know why it is not showing settlement rule. It should show here, and in the settlement rule, we'll be able to see that it is going to perform the periodic settlement. But no worries, as of now, I'll show you later on. So this is production order, which is created. You can see the status is not delivered, not TICO, because we are still not started any manufacturing process on this production order. So now, if you go to control data, and if you want to see the planned, cost. Okay, so first of all, how we were looking at the planned cost till now. Once we created the production order, in order to see the planned cost, we were going to go to cost analysis. Okay, you can see the order has no planned cost. System is not considering this order as a cost object at all. So how can I see the cost? How can I see the planned cost? What you can do is you can go to the product cost collector from here. Okay, from here you will go to header, and from header you will be able to see the cost from here. Just click on cost. No data exists for the analysis object. Okay, let's see why it is showing this. What about the cost estimate? Yeah, cost estimate is appearing. So maybe as of now we are not posted anything in actual. That is the reason it is not showing. So let's try to book the actual cost, and then we will come and we will see planned versus actual, because target cost is totally based upon what transactions you already have done. Okay, so let's continue with the process. As of now, what we have done is we created the product cost collector and we created the production order and released it, right? Because we are using the production order type ZP01 and we ticked on cost collector, we are able to see the product cost collector button here. This product cost collector button will not appear if you just want to verify whatever production orders we created earlier. This one we created yesterday. If you go to control, there is no product cost collector here. Why? Because that is not required. Okay, because here the object itself is production order. In case of product cost by period, the object is not production order, the object is product cost collector. Right? So rest of the process is same. Let's try to complete that process. What is the rest of the process? Start the manufacturing process, issue the raw material, confirm the activities, and receive the FG. Let's try to do it. Issue the raw material. So in order to issue the raw material, what I'll do, I'll go to transaction Migo. Okay, I'm issuing the goods against the production order. See, here I'm going to enter the production order itself, because from the logistics point of view, See, whenever we are issuing the material, whenever we are confirming the activities from the logistics point of view, this itself is an object which will be used for the transactions. But from the controlling point of view, our cost object is product cost collector. So goods issues against the order, it is saying does not allow goods withdrawal. Okay, why? I think we already released it, then it should allow. Which was the production order that we created just now? It was 66, right? Okay, let's see what exactly is causing this issue. Check the order status. It is still not allowing the goods withdrawal. Change, enter. Okay, release is not carried out. You can see there is a problem. Release. Yeah, it is release rejected. You can see the reason is release rejected. It is not allowing us to release. That is the reason system is not allowing you to do anything further. So this error we got earlier also in case of product cost by order. What was the issue? The issue was if you go to this configuration, for each order type, you have to maintain some configuration for releasing also. So you will come here in order. There will be something related to release here. Okay, operations. Can you see something related to release? This is configuration related to PP. No, not yet. I also forgot where exactly we have done this last time. Because this error you will get every time whenever you create a new product. New production order type. So for the releasing strategy. What is the error? Release rejected. Check log. Okay, where is log? Logs overview. So release of order not possible. Let's click on the question mark. It is not giving further information. No checking rule maintained. See, this is the error. Click on question, go to customizing. It will automatically take you to that particular screen. So this is a problem. So what we need to do is we need to click on position. Our plant is ABCS. So you see, we have maintained it for PP01, but we have not maintained it for ZP01. So I will copy these two lines and I will just change this to Z. Right? So as I told you, in the real-time project, you don't need to worry and you don't need to touch. Even if you know, you should not touch this PP related configurations. But since our controlling is totally dependent on this, in this system, whenever you are facing such kind of issues, you definitely need to come here and you need to change it. Okay, so now it will work. Now the release part will work, which means if you come back and try to release this, you can see now release carried out. Okay, and try to save it. So now
Vikram,
order status release.
I'm sorry. Vikram, what was the transaction code for the prior screen where you did that copy paste?
No, I took from the error itself. In error itself, there was a button to go to that customizing.
Okay.
If you want that, I think it would be somewhere here in SPRO. What it was saying is control parameters. So order Can you see some control? Maybe this one. Let's see. No. Some control parameters were missing. So shop floor controlling. Let's go to the shop floor. No, maybe it will. We need to find it out. But again, no need to worry about that. You can just click on that error and it will take you to the screen.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so now release has been carried out, which means I'll be able to do the MIGO. I'll be able to issue the raw material. So MIGO. Okay, here you will be entering your production order. Now it is showing you this all the raw materials which are required. So you will keep on entering the quantity and the storage location. So storage location item, okay. Okay, so this is done. Let's try to save it. So now raw material has been issued to this production order, which means definitely there will be some cost, some actual cost is already posted. So now if I go to my production order once again, CO03, okay, and go for, as I told you here, I cannot go to cost and analysis. Okay, I'm not able to see any plan, any target, any actual cost here because this is no more the cost object. So what should I do? I need to click on control. In control, I'll be able to see the product cost collector. Just open this. Okay, go to header, and this is where you'll be able to see the cost. Yeah, now the cost is appearing. Okay, you can see this is the cost. As of now, it is showing everything as 0. Actual cost is 0. Why that is appearing? Let's try to find out. So it should not show 0. It should show the actual cost, which we just now booked. Can you tell me why it is not showing anything? First of all, don't worry about this actual column. Let's talk about this target column. Total target cost. Now the question is, what do you mean by target cost? What do you mean by target cost? What is the difference between planned cost and target cost? Any idea? What is the difference between planned cost and target cost?
Vikram, it could be like there will be yearly planning, so planned cost will be that data. And when management decides to have the efficient production, and they might set some targets, which is
No. This is no. We are talking about this product cost collector. We are not talking about the overall planning for the year. We are only talking about whatever quantity production orders are already created. See what was happening earlier in case of product cost by order. As soon as we were creating the order, system was calculating the planned cost, right? Based on the quantity, total quantity that needs to be manufactured, multiplied by standard price of that product, right?
yes.
So here also the planned cost definition will not change. But the question is, now we are talking about the target cost. Now, what is a target cost? Target cost means standard cost of the product multiplied by how much quantity has been already manufactured.
So
So
not
see, planned was all 10 quantity. If you take this example, if my cost per unit is 31,750 and my total planned quantity is 10. So 31,750 multiplied by 10 will become my planned cost, right? Even if I have not started my manufacturing process, my planned cost will be 31,750 multiplied by 10 quantity. There is a difference between planned and target. In target, it is how much quantity we already manufactured. So as of now, we have still not done anything. We have still not manufactured a single product. That is the reason target cost is blank. Target cost is 0 because it is saying 31,750 multiplied by 0 quantity which is manufactured. But as soon as we complete the manufacturing of 1 unit or 2 units, it will become 31,750 multiplied by 1 or 2 units, that whatever we have manufactured. That is a basic difference between target cost and actual cost.
But Vikram, in a broader sense, there is no difference, right? It's just the number of units manufactured.
Yes, but again, see, the difference is not in terms of the concept. The difference is in terms of we need to understand that planned cost has nothing to do with what has been completed. It will just go ahead and calculate the planned cost based on how much are you planning to manufacture. But in case of target cost, it is only going to consider that quantity which is already manufactured. That is the only difference.
And that will be standard cost, not actual cost, right? You said.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Okay. So let me see, is it correct, or because here I'm just trying to find out whether it will show some cost here. Let's just give me a minute. This is fine. This is cumulative itself. Exactly. This is, I don't know why there is a problem in the system. I told you last time also that currency, I don't know why company code currency is not showing the correct value. Just go for controlling area currency. This is exactly what I was expecting. See, now you can see the total actual cost has become 250,000. Okay, why? Because 25,000 is a cost per unit of raw material, and we issued the raw material for all the 10 units, and that is the reason my actual cost has become 250,000. My target cost is still 0. Why? Because I have still not manufactured any product. I have still not confirmed the activities also. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the second activity, which is confirmation. So confirmation, I will not do full. I'll do the confirmation only for one quantity. So I'll go for CO15. For this particular order, is this a production order? I don't think so. This is not a production order. This is a product cost collector. No parameters defined for plant ABCS order type GP01. Again, this error is related to PP. So what I told you is just click on this error. If you are able to see the menu, if you are able to see the link directly to go to this configuration, fine. Otherwise, just understand what is the error. This is the error related to confirmation. So for confirmation in IMG, you will be able to see the separate folder itself. So within shop floor control, operations, confirmation. Okay, so define the confirmation parameters. So this one you will be able to see for ABCS, just PP01, copy it and just create it for ZP01 for the new order type that we created. Okay, enter and save so that the confirmation also will work now. So again, if you come back and perform the confirmation, let's press enter. Now system is allowing us to proceed. So I'm confirming only one quantity. Let's try to save it. Okay, and go back to product cost collector and let's try to refresh this. So come out, click on product cost collector once again, header, cost. Okay, now you can see there is a confirmation also. You can see there is a cost associated with confirmation also. So this 5,000 has been added to the actual cost, but still the target cost is 0. Okay, when the target cost will change, when we'll be able to see the target cost? What is the last step? Receive the FG into the stock. So again, I'll go to transaction Migo. Okay, yesterday, if you remember, we have done something in OKB9. Please remove it because otherwise all the cost will be booked in that production order itself, whatever we have done yesterday. So for ABCS, okay, yesterday we provided this order which was wrong. Just delete it and save it. Right? And now you go to transaction Migo. In this case, we are doing the goods receipt against the order. Which order? The same order. Enter. Okay, and we are just getting quantity 1. We are just getting 1 into the stock. So 1, where we are getting in the storage location, and this item is okay. Let's try to post. It is also giving you the same error. Account 895000 requires an assignment to the CO object. I don't know why this error is coming from yesterday, because all our previous orders we processed successfully. Normally, whenever you are doing this against the production order, it should not ask all these things. Okay, so there is no option as of now. I will definitely try to solve this issue in the background during this week, but as of now, I'm again going to OKB9 and I'm assigning this new production order that we created just now. So cost element is this one, and order I need to provide as 66 current order. Okay, and save. So let's go to Migo once again. This production order, storage location, 1 quantity. Okay, and item okay. Let's try to post. System status PCC is active. Okay, what do you mean by PCC is active? Let's try to see the question mark. Product cost collector use. According to this status, transaction FI posting is not allowed. You can only carry out the requested function if this is allowed according to the status of the object. What does this mean? What do you mean by this? The object status, which means this production order that we are using, has the status product cost collector is used, which means we are using the product cost collector for this particular order. And according to this status, transaction FI postings is not allowed. Okay, you can only carry out the requested function if this is allowed according to the status of the object. So this error we are getting because of PCC, because of product cost collector. So just give me a minute. Why it is giving that error? It should allow for the good receipt. There should not be any issue. Just give me a minute. I was just verifying if I'm doing anything wrong, but it seems okay. Then why this error is appearing? Let's try to post it once again and try to resolve this error. according to the status of the object. Let's go to PCC. Let's go to product cost collector and see if it is restricting the good receipt. So KKF6N is a transaction to go to product cost collector. This seems to be fine. There is no issue here. This is also okay. Okay, I think I need to check some configuration in the background. So only thing is, what will happen is once you do the good receipt, one quantity multiplied by target cost, which means your target cost will become 31,750. Okay, 31,750 will become your target cost, right? That cost will appear here. That is the same thing which I wanted to show you, but there seems to be some error. Okay, I think let's not worry about this as of now because we will not be able to proceed without that. So let me try to solve this before we meet next time. And if you have any questions related to any topics, we can utilize this time for that. Any questions?
Yes,
Yes.
Vikram, like I'm understanding this business processes and the steps which you are doing in the system, but
Mhm.
would you mind sharing the tables as well?
Tables, okay. I have a list of tables. Sorry, I think last time also you asked. I just need to send it to you. So I have one document which is having all the list of tables. So that might be useful for you.
Yeah, that will be helpful. But when you explain, is it possible, like for example, when we create this product production
Mhm.
order, uh, if at the same time, if we would be aware like where the data is getting stored on the back
Right,
end.
right. We can, but the thing is, see, there are a lot of things in this controlling process. There are a lot of things which we are doing, which has an integration with most of the things are related to PP. So we don't need to worry about those related tables. We only need to worry about the tables which are related to controlling, right? It is
Yes,
good to
the
know, but we
basic
should focus
ones.
on, yes, yes. Yes, I'll send that list to you, and maybe going forward, whenever we are discussing a topic, I will also show you some of the tables related to this particular functionality.
Thank you, Vikram. Because on the project, even it's an internal project assignment, they ask little bit about, how to access those tables or how to access the data. So
Right, right. No, that document will definitely help you out. So, which document I'm telling you now, it is very clear document. But again, I will also try to show you the tables whenever we are discussing a particular topic. See, going forward, COPA and all, no,
mhm.
definitely it is all about tables. Okay, but product costing, there is a lot of involvement from other topics. That is the reason I have not considered. Just give me a minute.
Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah, so COPA and all, it is all about tables. Whenever we are discussing about COPA, whenever we are even discussing about material ledger, even I think initially when we started cost center, profit center, at that time also we discussed about lot of tables. Only this product costing because there is lot of other things. And if I bring tables in between, it will unnecessarily make the process complicated. That is the reason I avoided it. But
Yes.
maybe I'll take one separate this one. Like once we complete this entire thing, we will have half an hour of session on having the different types of tables.
Okay, Vikram.
Yeah. Okay. So any other questions? I just need to solve this before I complete the end-to-end scenario. So I think we are not left with much in terms of product cost by period, because once we get the target cost, then I will show you the period end activities, how is the WIP calculated, how is the variance calculated, and how it is settled. So most probably we'll be able to close this product cost by period in our next session, and then we'll be left with two very interesting topics, COPA and material ledger. So I think maybe 2.5 or 3 weeks from now, we will be able to complete everything. Okay, any questions? Okay, then.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
No, go ahead. You were asking something, right?
No, Vikram, no questions.
Okay, perfect.
Thank
Okay,
you.
then, thank you. Bye.
Bye.